Welcome to another World Update with your host, Crotchety Elder. Today we're headed over to Turkey, where mass uprisings and protests have erupted because the current leader, Tayyip Erdogan, arrested his main political rival. This would be the mayor of Istanbul. I'm not going to try to say his name because I'm only going to butcher it. Now, the Constitution says in Turkey that presidents can only run 2 terms. And that's how many terms Erdogan has served. The only way for him to get around this, besides changing the Constitution, would be for Erdogan to call early elections, which many people believe he's going to do. He's not going to just give up power. Now, in a few days, his main rival, the mayor of Istanbul, was going to file paperwork so that he could run in the elections as head of the main opposition party. He's been a thorn in Erdogan's side pretty much ever since he was elected mayor. For the last 15 years before his election, Erdogan's party controlled Istanbul. Now, in 2019, that changed, and the current mayor came to power in Istanbul, and he got reelected in 2023. Now, Erdogan has tried to take him down. He's had multiple lawsuits filed against him, bogus criminal charges, the usual works. But that has not stopped him up until now. 2 days ago, he was arrested for, promoting terrorism, like supporting a terrorist network, and corruption. Now, this kind of stuff seems like the usual bogus charges you would get from somebody that just trying to throw somebody in jail. And he was considered to be really the only rival that would have a chance of unseating Erdogan. Now, after his arrest, immediately internet connections around the country were slowed. Main social media sites and video sharing platforms were restricted, like, Meta, X, the company with the play button, the big green company, etc. And he also forbid any kind of political gathering. I think there were curfews put in place in some cities. And I'll give it to the Turkish people that didn't stop them from coming out to protest. Now, there's been quite a few videos of the police getting violent with the protesters, firing rubber bullets at them, tear gas, water cannons, all the stuff that normally gets thrown at protesters. I haven't seen any videos of the protesters starting any kind of violence. That doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It just means I haven't seen it. So, 2025 seems to be the year that democracies around the world are getting unmasked as not really being that very democratic. For example, we just had the situation in Romania where the main opposition candidate for president was kicked out of the election. Well, first, they annulled the election that he had won in, and then there was supposed to be a second round of like a runoff. They canceled the runoff, and then they banned him from running. We'll see what happens. I don't think the protests are big enough yet to cause any kind of political damage to Erdogan, and it's going to take a lot of political pressure. The Turkish government isn't going to fold that easily, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a possibility, and I hope that they do keep up the pressure, because if they don't take this opportunity now, then they may not have an opportunity in the future. It may be that Erdogan stays president till he dies, and then he'll have a hand-picked successor that'll do the same thing. Let me know what you think about the current situation over there. Do you think the Turkish people are right to protest? Or do you think Erdogan should just keep on going and being president? Make sure you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe.